In this video, I'm asking, did you really take that photograph? Join me and find out what I'm on about. Roll titles. Hi YouTube, Brian James at Mega Four Thirds Guy with you once again. And yeah, is this fraudulent? Here's what I'm going to say, fraudulent. Well, I'll tell you what the story is in a couple of seconds, but keep watching because it's an intriguing one and I'd be really interested to hear what your answer is. However, before I do that, I'm going to say a big shout out to Jacob, Johnny, Adam and Ethan. And they were here the other night when I was shooting another video, and they caught me in the car park. I'm just outside my normal coffee shop, Costa's in Carlisle, and they came over and said hello. Jacob I've met before, and it was really nice to see him again, although my memory's getting so bad, so if you do come and see me and I've seen you before and I don't seem to recognise you, I'm getting old and senile, don't worry about it, it's me, not you. But they came over, he had an Olympus camera with him, he had a GX8 previously, but he's had an EM1 Mark II now, and I was really proud of it, and he was talking about lenses and things, and I had a nice chat with them all, so really pleased to see you. I think they're from Leicestershire, if I remember right, so really good to see you. I hope you enjoyed yourself in Carlisle, and a little bit of a change. I did say to Jacob about the sort of 25mm f1.8 Olympus lens has been a really good lens to get, which I stand by. It's a superb little lens, and of course with the Mark II version coming out now, the weather sealed one, you should be able to get the older ones at real bargain prices. But what I didn't say to him, and if you're watching this Jacob, please forgive me for forgetting to say so, have a look at the Sigma 30mm f1.4. I did a review of it around about December last year, and it's a lens which I absolutely love. It's a little bit more zoomed in than the 25mm, but all the same a fantastic lens and smaller than the one we're talking about. Anyway, that's to them. Good to see you guys. But back to this. I was on Facebook, on a Facebook group the other night, and it wasn't a Facebook group for cameras, it was a Facebook group for a thing called Arduinos. Now Arduinos are little programmable logic circuits, things like this. This is an Arduino Leonardo model, there's a few different models, tiny little circuit boards, but magic what they can do. You can program them to do all sorts of things, switching and sensing and all sorts. And it's a bit of a hobby of mine, and I've done quite a few music projects using MIDI and all sorts of things on them in the past. But I was chatting away this guy online about Arduinos, and we mentioned with the photography, both into photography, and he said could have a private chat about the photography and the Arduinos. He was asking my opinion on what I thought about what he'd done. I said, yeah, of course I can. And really interesting guy. I'm not going to give his name out. I don't think that's very fair, because I'm basically just giving a comment. However, we had a good chat about photography, and he was starting to show me some of the photographs that he'd done of birds. Birds in sort of nests and nest areas and things. And they were fabulous, absolutely fabulous. He'd shot them on an OM1 Mark II. So a nice new camera. They were pin sharp, they were so well composed, they were beautifully in the nest, and it was those sort of photographs where they weren't contrived. You could see that the birds were in a very comfortable environment. So I said, you must have been a long way on these. He said, well, not really. He says, it wasn't too far at all. He said, but what I did, and he was really proud of this, he said, I've got an Arduino, and he built a little circuit, programmed it, and it interacted with the Bluetooth on the camera, and he'd found a way to trigger it through there, I think, but certainly triggered the camera from the Arduino so that it would press a shutter for 3 seconds at a time, and he had it about 10 shots a second, so it's about 30 shots he got of these birds. It would leave it off for another minute, and then if there was still movement, it would take another 3 seconds worth of shots. And to do that, he had a little laser, an infrared laser sensor, which was pointed at the nest, and that was connected to the Arduino, which triggered the camera and got his photographs. He was then really, really over the moon because he'd actually won a competition at his local camera club with one of his shots, and the shots were beautiful. They were so well composed, but of course, it was very close. It did have the birds on really well composed, but they weren't disturbed. And of course, he wasn't even there to take the photo. And I said, you know, were you close by? He says, no, I'm at home. He says, I set it up, and he says, I'll disappear in the house and I'll go back to do it the next day. And he says, I'll just see what's on the card, and some shots are good, some shots are poor. He says, and I'll flick through all the shots and pick the best ones and take them. And he says, I just won a competition at a local camera club with this one, and he showed me a fabulous shot of this bird. Don't ask me what the bird was. I'm not into birds, but it was a fabulous shot of the bird, really well composed, the bird looking comfortable in its environment. But I said to him, but you didn't actually take that, did you? Oh yeah, I took this one. I said, well, not really. I said, effectively the bird took it. You weren't even there. It was, well, it's my camera, and you know. I said, yeah, but you weren't there. You didn't do any of the shooting. The composition of the bird was by fluke where it was in the nest. You got a nest there where the bird could be in. I said, but it wasn't really you who took the shot. Do you not think that's a little bit fraudulent? And he got quite upset at that and said, well, no, I don't, because I took the shot. It's my camera, it's my shot. I've done the post-processing on it. And I just wonder what you thought about it, because I'm really in two minds. I'm really in that thing that by taking it and claiming it as his own, that is rather fraudulent, especially in a photo club and a camera club, because he didn't press the shutter. He wasn't there at the camera taking the shot. Yes, he orchestrated it, but it's a little bit to me like a sound engineer in a studio claiming that he was the one who made the record. No, he got all the equipment ready, he got the mics laid out and got it all sorted out ready for the people to use. But it was the artist who took the record, who made the record, not the sound man, if you like. So I'm interested. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'd really love to know them. I think it's quite controversial. As I say, I'm not going to name the person. I don't think that's very fair. And obviously his camera club, I believe, were aware of how he'd done them and were impressed with it. But I just tend to think that's a little bit of a con to pass it off as your own. Let me know what you think in the comments below. While you're down there, if you'd like to buy me a coffee, there's a buy me a coffee link. The link is buymeacoffee.com/Brian James. And as I say, give me a big thumbs up and a like if you would. I'd really be that really does make a difference on the channel. But whatever you think, let me know in the comments below. And I thank you so much for all the comments I've had recently in the about the OM3 release. There's been some fantastic ones, very, very Marmite, very opinionated one way or the other, very little middle ground, and that's been interesting to see, because it's not just about my opinion on it. I really did think that what you've been saying has been superb. Some things I totally agree with, some things I totally disagree with, but I always give a little thumbs up to say that I've read it, and I try to read every message if I can. But yeah, thanks very much. And also, keep on watching the channel, because I've got more and more things coming up. I'm off to Cyprus in 2 weeks. Yes, I'm still here in cold, blustery UK, but I've got an awful lot more things coming up as we go through, and the light becomes better and the days become longer. Anyway, till the next time, keep on taking your camera out, keep on having fun with your photography, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.